Okay, I'm gonna get to that in a second. Just gotta do my little Muhammad act of kindness. Happy Thursday, everyone. Okay, so, let's see. I suppose, you know what, I'm not even gonna sugarcoat this. Both my low and my high all revolve around the Masked Singer last night. Because that episode was so good. Holy cow, that episode was so good. Okay. And my act of kindness was, I helped my mom make dinner. Yeah, get this. She actually made stuffed peppers. Which should be a mom food that, that's a mom food video that I've been very much on the fence about doing. Or mom food chronicle I've been on the fence about doing. Simply because I never really grew up with having stuffed peppers. In fact, including last night, my mom's only made stuffed peppers 3 times. And they were all like when I was very much in my late 20s. So, if she winds up making them more often, I probably will. But they were so good. Those stuffed peppers were so good. Oh my gosh, okay. Although, last night's episode of The Masked Singer was definitely better. So, how about we get into that? Shall we? So, alright, let me get my notes out. Okay. Alright. So, do you remember when I told you guys after the season 8 finale that the season 8 finale of The Masked Singer should be the new standard on which all Masked Singer season finales should be? Last night is the new standard of what every Masked Singer season premiere should be. That's how good it was. Holy cow. Admittedly, some of the stars had to align to get this to work. But let's talk about, from the very beginning, they completely rebuilt the stage. Now, instead of, being a stage where everyone is looking in one direction, it's more of it's more kind of like a runway stage, or it's like a giant, circular stage where, everybody can see you on all angles. I love that stage. They didn't mess around. This is a great looking stage. I hope they utilize that more throughout the season. They have to. The opening song and dance number to start off the season had a whole bunch of dancers and great choreography, and it was awesome. This is what the new season should be. Every new season of The Masked Singer should be like this. And that was just the very beginning. Now, I mentioned that the stars had to align. By that I mean, obviously, we're here to watch whoever's under the mask sing. That is foremost what we're there for. But I love the new mechanic that they added. Because exactly like in season 8, you're going to get 3 singers that go in. Only one's going to go unmasked. Meaning we're going to get multiple unmaskings a night. However, and there's at least 3 times the judges can do this. They can ring, I believe it's called the Ding Dong Stay On bell. I didn't make that up. That was Nick Cannon. I know, right? Where if the judges ring the bell, they can save a contestant from being unmasked. Which, upon watching it, I'm like, how come it took them this long to do this? Don't get me wrong. You could have had this mechanic earlier, and I don't think it would have changed much. But the fact that the judges have an opportunity to save a contestant, as much as I love the idea, there is some risk involved I have to address. Specifically how, and keep in mind, this has to do with how good the performances were last night. But if the judges ring that bell and say someone is unmasked, they better be sure that that contestant is worthy of being saved. Well, here's the thing. If they're not unmasked, what happens is then all three contestants that are saved have like a battle round or something where they all get together and the winner gets to move up, and the winner between those three is saved, which is fair. But if you're going to be saving people, you better be sure who you're saving. Especially when you consider the fact that the two contestants that were unmasked were, one on principle you don't want to send home, and the other because it made everyone cry in a good way. So let's start with how the singers were. Right from the very beginning, can you tell I'm very tired? Right from the very beginning, we get the Mustang doing Here I Go Again by Whitesnake. The season opened up with Whitesnake. Bro. And these costumes are really good this year. Like, really good. Like, it is incredible how far the good folks behind the costumes of The Masked Singer have come in terms of design and quality and function, because all three costumes last night were, you know what, as the kids would say, they were fire. And, you know, the Mustang definitely set the tone. I'm like, wow, that's really good. I'm watching this with my mom last night. I was like, that's okay. Like, how do you think that's just okay? But, again, in a second, my mom's going to wind up, you're going to realize that my mom wound up having the last laugh. So then the next person to come on was the Gnome, who did When You're Smiling by Billie Holiday. And almost everyone thought they knew who it was. I thought I knew who it was too. But then Medusa showed up. Now, I'm convinced my mom predicted that Medusa was going to be good solely based on just how good the costume looked, which looked very, very nice. But as soon as Medusa started singing, I'm like, okay, there's your winner for the evening right there. There is your winner for the evening. Spoiler alert, my mom wound up being right about that she was good. Although I did call her out on, now Mom, you only thought she was going to be good based on how her costume looked. See, I know. Can't fool me. Anyway, so first, the Gnome is the contestant that's eliminated. And you had Ken Jeong doing the crazy guess by having to be Robert De Niro. I mean, everyone predicted it was going to be a legend. I mean, you had the likes of Dustin Hoffman being guessed and Mel Brooks. But nobody, and I mean no one, could have ever predicted who was under the Gnome mask. Which, I have to say, like, in terms of both form and function, both the Mustang and the Medusa's masks were the best. But in terms of just sheer detail, and the fact that it was supposed to look like an actual garden gnome that doesn't move, the Gnome's costume was incredible. It's hard for me, seriously, I am hard pressed to determine which costume looked the best. I'm not kidding. They were all very good. But when the Gnome was unmasked, it was none other than Dick Van Dyke. Yes, the chimney sweep from Mary Poppins. Like, the reason why the song Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious is in the head of every Disney fan, which Dick Van Dyke actually did sing after for his, encore performance, which was so good. 97 years old. Dick Van Dyke is 97 years old. He can still do what he just did. I keep telling people, it's not how old you are, it's how you are being old. Although I tell you what though, like, when Nicole Scherzinger started crying just simply because it was Dick Van Dyke, I'm like, girl, I am right there with you. Like, I wanted to cry too. Dick Van Dyke, man. How do you dislike someone like that, you know? But then we had to get to the Battle Royale. And let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. If you thought the revelation of the gnome being Dick Van Dyke was something special, you haven't seen anything yet. I say this unto every single person watching this video. The Battle Royale between both the Mustang and Medusa is the most evenly matched Battle Royale the Masked Singer has ever had. I'm being dead serious. Like, it was very clear that Medusa was technically the favorite going in, but man, both of them performed Diamonds by Rihanna, which, considering we all just saw Rihanna at the Super Bowl a couple days ago, I wouldn't mind hearing it again. And my God, those performances were just absolutely beautiful. Like, you could tell me that Mustang would win instead of Medusa, I wouldn't be upset. You could tell me the opposite, I wouldn't be upset. I was so enamored with how good these performances were. Like, I was really hoping that the judges would save whoever got eliminated. But that wound up not being the case. And that brings up the risk about having the bell that I brought up earlier. Because you guys didn't save the Mustang. Whoever you do save had better be of equal or greater value going forward. I mean, true, we don't know who's underneath the mask, so we don't know who you're going to wind up saving. But the fact you didn't save the Mustang, you better be saving that belt for someone special. Because the Mustang wound up being country superstar Sarah Evans. And if Sarah Evans just lost, I want to know who Medusa is. Because right now, Medusa is the clear favorite to win it all right now. Yeah, I know it's a bit premature to say this after one episode, but I tell you, Medusa singing was lights out good. Like, really, I didn't hear a false note anywhere in any of the performances last night. But man, I tell you what, it said that Medusa's gaze can turn her victims into stone. I tell you what, you'd have to have a heart of stone to not be rooting for Medusa. That's how good she was. So yeah, this was the greatest season premiere I think the Masked Singer's ever had. And I'm hard pressed to find out what happens, well, I do know a little bit of what happens next because, much like last season, each week is going to be a theme. Obviously, with the exception of last night, because, it was the season premiere. So, you gotta warm the appetites of your audience. But next week is gonna be ABBA night. Which, I like me some ABBA. Waterloo, Dancing Queen, I've always been a take a chance on me kind of gal. I like to joke about anyone. I like to make that joke about anyone if anyone's talking about ABBA. But next week, watch. I probably just guessed all 3 songs that they're going to be singing next week. I mean, bare minimum, at some point we're going to be hearing Dancing Queen. We are definitely going to be hearing Dancing Queen next week, for sure. Take a Chance on Me. That's the kind of song that I would think we hear. Like, it made for a nice Battle Royale song. Admittedly, here's the thing. I've only seen Mamma Mia once. And, you know what? I'll save that story for next week. When it's appropriate. But, yeah. Masked Singer Season 9 finale. Or premiere. Masked Singer Season 9 season premiere. Incredible. In every way, shape, and form. I can't wait to see what happens next week. I can't wait to continue talking about the show more. I have to say, it's definitely going to be doing a great job keeping me entertained for the remainder of this winter and all throughout spring as we slowly but surely get ready to go to Cuca Lake. Yeah, I'm already thinking about going to Cuca Lake, by the way. I mean, we are in what's called full. Seriously, it's beautiful outside right now. Yesterday, I almost didn't even need to wear a coat. Anyway, tonight I'm probably heading over to the Corn Museum of Glass for that 2300 degrees thing. Hope to see you guys there. Hope you all liked this video. If you did, like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on social media. As always, I have a very holiday video for all of you guys who watch and enjoy everything. Hopefully, a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Thursday. And remember, for the guys who want to talk to me, I'm going to be here to lend you all your back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby. Oh, we got hot ones today. Can't wait for that either.